right, hello. Hopefully you're all having a good one. Hello, Kick. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. All right, let's get this set up. All right, let's turn down the music. Cool. Let's get these chat windows set up, and then we will be on our way. Hey, what's good? It's good, Niche. Echo. That's kind of the idea. So, I tried this out before, and it was kind of mid. So I decided and I tried it out briefly off stream. So I wanted to try this again using what we learned from the lightning build. And I realized, wait, it doesn't matter what my infusion is with Scales of Atera. I could slam any random scales and it'll be good. Because I'm doing void magic. I'm not doing lightning, fire, or cold. It's just... make sure it's got 6% spell critical strike chance and you're off to the races. So, yeah. So I was actually finally able to get one, scales for, with cast speed on it. So yeah, we got that. So the idea here is vitality. We got 93 vitality. We got vitality and echo chance. I want to find an apocalypse plate with vitality. We're using eternal gauntlets, vitality on the boots. We're using this coral ring with critical strike avoidance and the blessing. We're trying out a Sirion, but we could also go to Red Ring. Will I have enough for Red Ring? I think I'll have enough for Red Ring if... Like when... So, yeah, we got 174, and then with Red Ring, we would have enough. Because I think I picked up some vitality here. Okay, cool. So we're at 93 vitality. So obviously I still need the vitality here. So I got to figure out a way to get vitality on the gear so I can take this idol off because I want to run another echo. I want to run another echo idol. But I got to run that so I can get the double... void damage from Devouring Orb. While this is running, we have 20% global void damage. So what do we got here? This Corruption 458. I think that is absolutely fine. Let's go ahead. We still got to level up a few of the skills. So I think right now we have slightly higher crit chance than we had with, well, actually, so let's think about this. So what was our effective crit chance with, our effective crit chance with Trinity of Flames, because you have the 5% built in. You have the 5% chance to crit, and then every third spell was a crit. I think we got roughly around the same. I did dip 1 point into crit smite. Yeah, I did dip 1 point. So we're going to have to mess around with this. Like right now, I don't have a traversal skill. We're not using healing hands. The damage is good though. Like some of these echoes. Yeah, some of these echoes, bro, like the damage is good. Okay, we got 1 extra point. I say spend it right there. I don't think I'm gonna want 2 points there, so we could take a little extra crit multi, or we could put it in here for more hit damage. I already took this. This causes a slow. I actually like that. Chance to double cast. So unlike the lightning one, we actually have to yeah, so unlike the lightning smite, we have to actually run we can't run whatchamacallit. We can't run the helmet because we're not running healing hands. And we're still doing pretty good damage. Hey, what up, Blood? Only 3 people streaming this game? Yeah, kind of a light night for a Saturday. There's, like, this week, there's been, like, a decent amount of people streaming. But, yeah, tonight, it's been kind of light for streamers. It's all good. I'm here. Have I played those games? I wasn't really into PoE. I played PoE too, but I'm going to give it some time. Let them flesh it out. I love Last Epoch, though, just to be real. I choose Last Epoch over PoE. No shade to PoE. For me personally, I choose Last Epoch. So yeah, we got an okay amount of mana. 610, I think is pretty. Why? I personally like it last Epoch. If you're looking for... Oh, you've never played Last Epoch. Oh, okay. So what are some things I like about Last Epoch? Sure. So... I never really got too much into Path of Exile, and I personally have not played a ton of Path of Exile 2. I liked what I played in Path of Exile 2. I liked what I played in Path of Exile 2, but for me personally, they were doing a lot of changes to the game, which is good because it's in early access, but some of those changes at the time look like you might have to go back and redo some stuff, and it looked like it might be a little cumbersome. So I decided I want to give them more time to develop what they wanted to do. The game's in early access. Let them figure it out. Act 2. I was having an okay time in Act 2, but I was having some performance issues. I don't know if it was the game and the servers or if it was my computer. So I was having performance issues, and then they were constantly changing the game. So, and which again is not a bad thing. So, personally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let him. I want to give him some time to cook before I come back. So, as for Last Epoch, things that I like about Last Epoch, everything I'm going to say is what I like. It doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be better than what you can find in Path of Exile. For me personally, I like the way Last Epoch does this. Little caveat put out there. I like the skill system, right? So, currently, you have 5 classes in the game: Sentinel, Rogue, Acolyte, Mage, and Primalist. And then each class has 3 masteries. So I'm playing the Sentinel right now. So the 3 masteries for the Sentinel, and you can only choose 1 mastery per character. So you can't like respec this. Not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but I mean, if you want to try out every mastery in the game, you're gonna have to make 15 characters. So I'm playing the Void Knight right now. Paladin's my favorite mastery. Sentinel's my favorite class. So here's a basic skill tree. Well, not basic, but here's like a passive tree for your character. Right? I'm playing the Paladin. You can also dip Void Knight. You can also dip into the 2 other masteries, but you can only go up into the chain. So you can borrow like some skills that they would get and some points to help customize your build. It's very customizable in the game, but ultimately, you know, you would probably invest most of your points in your mastery tree and maybe in the base Sentinel tree that every Sentinel would have access to, regardless of mastery, Forge Guard, Paladin, whatever. I like the skill tree system. So here's your base classes for being a Sentinel. Not classes, skills for being a Sentinel. So you got skills like Vengeance, Warpath, Hammer Throw, all this good stuff right here. So I'm using Smite. And I'm a Void Knight, so here's skills I have access to as a Void Knight. Since I put some points into Paladin, here's some points I have access to as a Paladin. Now here's where it gets good. Here's where I really like this. And this is the only action RPG I've played thus far that has this in-depth of a system. So you see these 5 slots up here. If you notice, a keen eye might observe, wait, that's the icon right there. That's the icon right there. That's the icon right there. I've specialized. Out of all these skills I have access to, I specialized into 5 of them. So I can use these skills. I can use any skill I want, but I can only specialize into 5 of them. And with each specialization, you get your own skill tree per skill. Their own custom skill tree. Look, it's not a copy paste. It's not a copy paste. Everything's been thoughtfully. Sometimes there's a couple. I will admit there's a couple ones out there that kind of drop the ball. But nonetheless, for the most part, everything is thoughtfully set up to completely customize your skills and abilities with these skill trees. So let's take, for instance, Devouring Orb. So on paper, here's what we do with Devouring Orb. We create an orb at a location, and it casts Void Rifts at anything that walks by. Think like a trap. So on paper, this is normally a skill that you would throw down and it would kind of act like a little sentry turret almost. You know, it'll do damage to enemies nearby. But because of the skill tree, here's what I've done. The orb now just follows me around. It orbits around me. While I have the orb going, I get 6% increased attack speed and cast speed. So I cast stuff faster. On top of that, it now, whenever it's rolling around me, if it hits an enemy, it does more damage to the enemy it collides with. And I'm able to boost that damage by 200%. If we go up here, I took 5 points into Void Adept, which means I now have a global void damage increase. It's a more damage increase. On top of that, now that it's going around me, I've customized the orb to actually shoot out little orbs that will seek out nearby enemies and cause damage. So from what was originally a skill that you just leave a little thing on the ground, I've now completely customized it to go around me and cast little orbs going. Because I specialize into this, I'm able to do this. Now, anybody who has points in Void Knight can take this skill, assuming you have enough points, can take the skill with no specialization and just do the basic thing. But if you specialize into it, you now can completely customize what the ability does. So the build variety in this game can be immense. Not to mention that the respecking is, I'm not going to say bar none because anybody could say that, but respecking is very easy. And it's not like a D3 armory system. Like, you do have to, put some investment into it, but you can also respec pretty easily. This character's had multiple builds on them, and the respec costs are minimal. It's more of a time investment by the time you get here. This character is level 100. So what I just explained to you with just this one ability, I can do that 5 different, obviously they're all different, but I can do that 5 different times, so to speak, with any ability I want to use. I can completely customize it to suit the gear that I have. If you ever played Diablo 2, and I don't know if they have this in Path of Exile, but if you like charms, they have the same system in Last Epoch, but they're called idols, and you get your own little section. You don't have to take up room in your inventory. And then, the gear is very customizable. You have a really nice crafting system. It's a little RNG based, but it's... So let's take this random piece of equipment right here. So each item has 4 affixes, but you can kind of craft what it does. So I got this thing right here that gives me necrotic resistance. Maybe I don't need that. I can use something called the Glyph of Chaos to randomly re-roll this, and maybe we'll get something good. Crafting system the best I've seen in any RPG, especially once you layer on legendary system too. Hey, what's good, Leo? What's good, Leo? Is that a welcome to the channel, first time chatter, and blood person. The reason why I'm going on this little spiel right here. Blood, welcome to the channel, first time chatter. I usually read chat through OBS, so it doesn't show me first time chatters. So welcome to the channel, guys. I really like the crafting system in the game as well. So I have this little crafting affix right here that gives me a chance to seal this affix. It looks something like what I have right here. I can seal it onto my gear. So it's like a 5th affix, except after it's sealed, I can't modify it in any regard. You can also break down items and get these affixes and store them in the form of shards, and then use them again in the future to customize your gear. Let's show something real quick. I want to get back to playing.
Take care.
Well, let's buy something real quick. Yeah, we're gonna buy that. So here I bought this item. Let's add something. What do I need to customize this? Okay, well we're a spell build. I'm not going to use this, by the way, but we're a spell build. Well, you know, cast speed's pretty good. You know, to try and increase the cast speed. Hey, what up, Syrian? How's it going, man? Welcome back. So cast speed's pretty good. Mana's actually not too bad. Critical strike multiplier. Let's put on some cast speed. Okay, here's my forging potential. Right, when you're out of forging potential, you can't craft anymore on this gear, and there's no way to replenish forging potential. So this is where the RNG comes into place. So I threw on some cast speed. Let's see, maybe I can seal it. I only have 4 forging potential, and it didn't seal. And yeah, ouch. Well, I bricked that item, but nonetheless, it's just a brief example. I think what a lot of people are waiting for, Blood, assuming you're still there, is April 2nd, when the game hits Season 2. It's been like 9 months. A long content drought, so to speak. And it's supposed to be pretty substantial in terms of content. So, crafting is easy to understand in game compared to other ARPGs. Even I wish they might add more. We're having a good time. Well, Blood, if you're still there, hopefully that helps. A few of the reasons why I like Last Epoch. I'm not saying it's better than Path of Exile. It's just why I like Last Epoch. Why I keep coming back to it. Leo, the Smelly Dwarf. Thank you for the follow. I love your name, by the way. Dwarves are like my favorite fantasy creature. Gold. I like my gold. 87% reduce health costs. You know what? That's actually a good idea. Hey, what up, Kaishim? How's it going? It's actually a good idea. Maybe I should use this with not necessarily this build, but I could use it with bleed hammers. When are you going to play with a different build like Falconer or Shaman? So, like a different class? Depends if there's a build out there that I like. I really like Sentinel though, Kaishin. Personally, I just really like the playstyle of Sentinel, and I will admit I've been kind of on this Smite kick. I will admit it's been a little self-indulgent. I've been playing a lot of Smite, couple different Paladin builds, and now I'm trying it out on Void Knight. I'm not gonna try it out on Forge Guard, but yeah, I will admit I've been kind of one note for the past couple weeks. You got 9 characters that you like to dibble dabble with because you get bored. I got you. About making leveling guys, but then I was thinking that they might change in April, so they become useless, at least for the classes they change. Well, yeah, but Syrian, think about it this way. You could still make leveling guys because we're a couple months away. You'd be like, and then just add the caveat like, hey guys, this might change. I'll update guys as needed. I'll even put out new videos, that sort of thing. And think about it, it's great content. You get to reuse content twice from a content creator's standpoint. You can put it out now, and then come I guess reset come April 2nd, you can then go back and start reusing and updating. Ew, hey man, believe me, bro, people like to see updates. By all means, you're more than welcome to be like, nope, 100% brand new all of the time. Ooh, we need vitality, but that's cool. I could go scales. Let's do this. Let's try. I mean, I know where you're coming from, though, Sirion. I had that happen. I put out a build guide in 1.0 called Smite and Ignite. And sure enough, in 1.1, due to the change, I was even telling people, because I didn't see this change coming. I was telling people, I don't know what's getting changed in 1.1, but I'm pretty sure this build is going to be safe from any nerfs. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, it wasn't nerfs. It was changes that they made. And yeah, the build just stopped working that well. But here's the thing. I even went back and did an updated version of the build to take the changes into account and take the build in a different direction. And I kept the name.
Stand down or die.
I see the typical bait build. No. You don't have to bait people. Like, I honestly was like, hey, yo, listen, I didn't think that build was going to change. Honestly. But if there's changes are coming on the horizon, just put it, put a disclaimer. Like, hey, guys, we still got a couple months, so I decided to put some builds out for you to try right now. But I'm pretty sure some changes might change it up. We'll revisit this build in the new season just to see how well it works. Yeah, once your echoes start going though, bro, like the damage is, it's nice. It's just the thing is we don't have a traversal. Okay. Well, here's the thing. We keep our mana low with this. We have no other way of keeping our mana low. I don't mean it in a negative. I had it once in PoE. I made a build and oh boy, it was so awful. I didn't think the skill would be a visual and skill wise be awful. Oh, I got you. AI, I'm not trying to talk to you. My phone, the AI thinks I'm trying to talk to it, so. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, well, you notice they made the announcement and they haven't had a developer stream since then. Now, from what I heard, it sounds like Mike, the guy who normally does that, he was moving. So I guess they didn't select somebody else to do the streams. They just decided no streams.
Stand down or die.
Ellie has a huge chance now because PoE 1 is in the dust. Well, it certainly seems like they... It certainly seems like they wanted to put some more time into PoE 2. So yeah, more people are talking about Last Epoch. But it doesn't have to be Last Epoch versus Path of Exile. It's unfortunate that Path of Exile 1's not going to get any new content for a while. Not that I play that game, but I feel for anybody who... I mean, I'm going through this right now. There hasn't been a lot of content for Last Epoch. I feel it, man. Like... It sucks. Like, the main game you play is still, it's going to be like, what, close to a year before Path of Exile gets content? It's going to be 9 months for us. So, yeah, I mean, it's... Hopefully they're able to get some good stuff. There's an event coming to Path of Exile, though, right? If I'm not mistaken. But it helps that you can't play two similar games. That's true. There is like nothing. Why don't you play PoE? You probably would like the league. Personally, I like Last Epoch. That's like the second time I've been asked. I like Last Epoch. I like the way the game is played. I didn't like all the different pain points they put into Path of Exile. I mean, I played it. It was cool for a little bit, but I didn't like the different pain points they put in there, especially as a brand new player leveling, and you're like, oh, this is a cool build I got going on, but I need to finally upgrade my gear, and oh, there goes my entire build because the next few pieces of gear I found don't have the same slots. Now, granted, I wasn't the only one who had that issue, because Path of Exile 2, they removed that. So Path of Exile 2, I'm just giving them time to put the game in a good spot. But from what I played, Path of Exile 2 has really good bones. I just like last Epoch. How much mana regen? We have 13. Holy. You're personally looking into it? It looked like a cool game. Oh boy, man. Okay, well, we gotta figure out something for movement with this game. Reduce bonus damage taken from critical. So that's actually not a half bad affix. What is that? Tier 4? If we can get that to a tier 7. All right, here. Okay, so we have to figure out a way. Mahogany Man, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get some more movement speed into this build. Maybe if I have a crab ring? Like, if I have like a 4 LP crab ring... I don't think I do. I have a 2 LP. There's no way we're going to make this permanent because we get a lot of good extra damage out of Assyrion. Enemies take 10% more damage per stack of shock. And we take less damage from enemies that have from chilled enemies. Okay, so this is definitely an upgrade. This is definitely an upgrade, and it helps us maintain the vitality. So if we can get a good crab ring... we can possibly slam something like this into it. This is actually a really nice, well-crafted ring, though. We get the Void. Main thing we're going to need is Critical Strike Avoidance, but I would say Crit and Critical Strike Avoidance are our most important stats, so yeah, let's see if we can't get at least Critical Strike Avoidance onto a crab ring. That movement speed I think will help, because right now, oh boy, we are suffering. Well, it depends on how high of corruption you want to go. Like, high corruption right now is kind of a weird term because, I mean, let's face it, this cycle's been 9 months long. Well, it will be 9 months long. The cycle's been going for 7 months. So, people have, you know, spent time min-maxing builds, and they've pushed it. Now, builds you want... So Falconer pushes pretty high. Torment Warlock pushes high. Hell, I even put together that machine gun Smite build and pushed it past 1,000. Like, with enough time, you can take a lot of builds and crank it up. I think we're going to do that. We're going to put 1 point into Word of Alacrity. Actually, let's put 2 points. Yeah, my Warlock just pushed at some point. It was like, yeah. It once you get enough, once you have enough time in a cycle, you stopped at 500. Okay. So, to you, Sirion, is 500 like a high corruption? Because if so, a lot of builds can do 500 corruption. No, it was easy. Okay, so for you, so let's say you're aiming for 1,000 corruption plus. Your max is 450. Okay. 450 is a great corruption to be at. You will unlock everything at 300 corruption. So 450 is good. Yeah. Well played, Kaishin. Especially based off what you were telling me, you know? What unique would you make if they ask you to put one in the game like Aaron's Well? Oh. Sorry, Kaishim. I didn't mean to ignore that question. My bad. Up. Okay, well, that's fine. Gives me some time. It would be a Void Cleave unique. Like, I don't know. It'd be like something with Void Cleave, because this is my favorite skill in the game. Might be a weapon instead of a piece of armor. Like, I could definitely see myself doing like some sort of Bardiche, which I feel like there's enough items in the game right now. Like World Splitter got added. That's a Bardiche based. I think I remember thinking about this before, and I was thinking it'd be like some sort of Void Cleave axe, and I was thinking of Bardiche base, and then what happened if I ever made one, and then what ended up happening is World Splitter ended up coming out as an item, and I was like, huh. It wasn't everything I think it was something like increased critical strike chance or something with Void Cleave. Well, like whatever it was, I felt like World Splitter kind of checked a few of those boxes. As a shaman, oh, you hit 450 as a shaman, but I have capped resistances but no defense. That's where your paladin shines. Yeah, I'd say 450 or even 350 is enough. So it's going to depend. Any build that you can get enough damage reduction on, you'll be able to push decently high corruption. Yeah, let's see if we can't get anything interesting. Okay. Okay, so we get an extra 4 vitality. We get more mana out of this, and we're losing the echo damage. And we're losing the armor, but let's see. Let's try it out for a little bit. It's not that much of a... You got over 400 on your Falconer. Glass Cannon works too if you kill them first. Yeah, Syrian. Okay, so to answer your question, Bleed Falconer would be pretty good. Ballista Falconer would be pretty good. Primalist could probably push pretty decently. And then Warlock. Yeah, definitely Warlock would be a good 1,000 plus, and Falcon would be a good 1,000 plus. And then, you know, every once in a while with the right gear, you might be able to find even something like my machine gun Smite build that was able to push. Shadow Strike Spellblade? Yeah. I haven't really messed with Spellblade, but I know Niche over on Twitch has a pretty beastie one. It's kind of hard to create pretty unique builds that work fine. I had the Ide from Multi-Shot, but Frost, but looking into the gear and numbers, I don't think it would be something. Or Necromancer didn't play one, but never saw an Archer version of it as a build. You going to start Season 2 with Paladin? Yes, sure, Kaishim. Yes, sure. Yes, sir, Kaishim. I will definitely be starting Season 2 with Paladin. Regardless of the changes, I will be starting Season 2 as a Paladin.
Stand down or die.
Honestly, the build does feel a little bit better with Seed. Okay, so I think Anchor of Oblivion feels pretty good. Spider Silk I think is a good use for the build, and we actually have Cleanse. Second traversal skill. This is a movement skill, but not a traversal skill. So unfortunately, we're not using that. I need to find vitality. I need to find another source of vitality. Like if we can get, I mean, the difference is only 3 vitality here. So this doesn't give that much more health. It has a lot more mana and armor, but 41% of endurance applies to all damage dealt to mana. 6% of maximum health gained as endurance threshold. So my endurance threshold is 1033. You might go Forge Guard. Forge Guard would be good. I'd be interested to hear some stories from you, Kaishim, of the two-hander shield. I could definitely see like some sort of Spartan build. That could be a lot of fun. Paladin for life. Hope it will have many new ways to play it. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think Seed's a good pickup here. Let's see if we can't improve on the plate, though. I mean, okay, how much... This is probably also another reason why we're struggling, is the huge amount of mana regen this plate gives. Health, necrotic resistance. I don't want to mess with it, though, because I don't want to... Yeah. This is very nice. Attunement and intelligence. They're gonna buff forged weapons. Oh, that should be fun.
Stand down or die.
Okay. At least with this current setup, Seed just feels really good right now. It's giving me a lot of defensive options. And it's helping keep my mana low. I got so much mana regen on this build right now. Bro, it's like health regen almost. Like, look, dude, the damage reduction on this is I'm not gonna say insane, but it's actually this is good, bro. Like, this build felt like no shade to Terra Crown, but it was kind of chugging for a little bit. Then I threw on Seed, and it was like, huh? I mean, if we could get a max tier 7 vitality on a nicely rolled Seed, like, this might be the way to go. If they do Last Epoch, how many seasons you think Last Epoch got in them, though? You think they can go on like Diablo? If they do Last Epoch, gonna trump any ARPG out there. All right, do they have the sticking power of Diablo? Here's... Okay, so real talk. They're gonna have they need to get some consistency. Like, as much as we like to dog on Diablo, here's one thing you can always count on: that a new season's on the way. It was the same for Diablo 3. It's been the same for Diablo 4. In fact, with Diablo 4, it's even better. The moment you log into the game, it tells you this is when you get your next season. Like, you can plan for it. As much as we want to, absolutely, excuse my language, shit on Diablo 4 has been consistent in terms of release schedule. Now, you can obviously have your own opinion about the quality of the content, but it keeps coming out at a decent rhythm. Last Epoch, unfortunately, has not been very consistent. So, to answer your question, Kaishim, if they can get into a nice, consistent rhythm like Diablo, yeah, I think they have a lot of sticking power. That's a little bitter. I've played a lot of ARPGs, and most of them don't have seasonal content that goes on for years. It's hard. It is hard. For sure, Kaishim. It is hard. But this is also, like, it's not like we demanded Last Epoch put out regular, consistent seasonal content. They said that that's what they were going to be doing. That's what they said they were going to be doing, and unfortunately, they haven't lived up to that side, in my opinion. Tier 4 strength. But if they stop this game, we'll still have a place in the top 5 ARPGs. I would like them to do a few things if they're going to stop. Finish the campaign and... you might have to, like, if they're going to do that, like, what's going to happen to Merchant's Guild? I mean, I guess Merchant's Guild can stay the same. But yeah, like, at least for me personally, Kaishin, yeah, top 5 action RPGs. At least that's out currently. Of all time, possibly. Okay, this is what we need right here. I want one with more echo damage. But look, it gives us a chance to inflict time rot. We get a lot of extra goodies if we have time rot. In fact, honestly, it's probably that important. It's probably that important because let's look at this. Food for worms. After casting Volatile Reversal, you get a buff that causes you to deal more void damage per stack of time rot on the target. They got more uniques than Diablo. They added a lot. I like the systems in place. Like, at least for me personally, they've proven that... For me personally, they've proven, like, this game has legs. Zero BS Gaming. Great name, by the way. Thank you for the follow. They've proven to me, at least, that this game has enough legs that, like, there's a lot of replayability just right now, even in a long content drought, which is why I feel confident that they could do a release schedule of every 5 months and the game would still be interesting and fresh if each content update is substantial. The Nemesis system, Fallen Knight one, is one of the simplest mechanics you can do, but it's fun. You get excited for the loot. They can bring that into a new league. Doors are wide open for a future. Or how do I think about it? I think the Nemesis system is one of the greatest things to come to last Epoch. I never clipped it. Unfortunately, I wasn't into the clip mindset back then. But at the start of cycle 1.1, not at the start, but maybe like a couple weeks in, I was pushing to get I was pushing to put together a Swordcatcher Rive build, and I needed a Swordcatcher and a Shatter Chains with at least 2 LP each. And ironically, so I've been collecting these Shattered Chains, and I found a Nemesis, and here's the cool thing. It already had Swordcatcher loaded in there. You know how like the Nemesis spawns with like some uniques already in there? So in the egg, I put my Shattered Chains. Guys, I am not like the guy who just followed. This is zero BS. I kid you not. Both of those items that I needed from my build, Swordcatcher and Shattered Chains, came out at 3 LP each. I wish to God I had clipped it. Looking back at it now, I can't tell you what stream it is. I can't tell you what stream. I know it's on YouTube. It's in a stream on YouTube. Oh my God. He gave you a 4 LP streamer client. Yeah, Leo, it probably was. Every game I played that adds a lot of items, they don't last long, but they still be good games. You ever played Outriders? Oh, but it was the worst cider. Yeah. I own Outriders on Xbox. I bought Outriders and then I bought the expansion. The game was fun. It was a good game. I don't remember a whole, like, I played it a couple of years ago. I remember the last time I played, they added this new, with the expansion, they added this thing where it was like a replayable fortress you could do over and over again, but it didn't change enough of it, in my opinion. It didn't change enough of it. it started feeling very, very samey. Before I started playing last Epoch, though, so I can't be, you know, I can't be too mad about that, because let's face it, last Epoch echoes can be very samey as well. Streamer client. Let me see. Do I still have? Well, of course I have them, but do I have them on this character? Okay, here's the 3 LP Shattered Chains that I got from that Nemesis. Hey, what's good, Choke? Choke GG. It wasn't that much content, but it had a crafting system and a class tree. Yeah, Outriders is a good game. I like that game. Hopefully they can continue to at least add one more expansion. So here's that Shattered Chains. What about let me check here. Oh wait, no. I would have pulled it out. Hold up. Actually, it might be on a character. It's on a character. Outriders is RIP? I hope not. Oh, nobody's working on it anymore? Bro, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, when they put it on Xbox Game Pass, that's what happened. I played it on Xbox Game Pass, then I bought the game, then I bought the expansion. A Smite Night? I like it. Hey, what up, Deej? 2 years ago, I think they stopped. Oh, 2 years ago is when they released that expansion. They stopped. Nobody working on it. Borderlands 2 is in your top 5. Yeah, how you doing today, Deej?
Stand down or die. Ha!
Living the dream, dreading the white stuff outside. Oh, you got a lot of snow? Okay, well, I mean, a max tier 5 is not too bad. What's my top 5 RPGs? Top 5 RPGs. There's a lot of RPGs. Like, are we just talking any RPG? Top 5 RPGs of all time for Babbling Bike. Number 1 would be Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Pathfinder was pretty good. The Pathfinder was really good. In fact, Pathfinder 1st edition, I think, is better than Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. But the memories I have of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, because it was so approachable. It was so easy to get new players into 5th edition as to something like Pathfinder with, rules up to as tall as me. Yeah. So, yeah, probably Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. After that, Final Fantasy 9. Final Fantasy 9. Knights of the Old Republic. Last Epoch. Mass Effect. If I could say Mass Effect trilogy, I would. But if I have to choose one, it'd be the first one. Even though ultimately I played the third game a lot more. Oh, man, dude. Maybe I might have to say Mass Effect 3. The multiplayer, the friendships I built through that, still to this day. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Spellpot? Good to see you again, man. Welcome back. Yeah. 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 Top 5. What one could say, maybe I should substitute Diablo 3. One could say I should substitute Diablo 3 for Last Epoch, but I play Last Epoch more, and I would say though Diablo 3 got me into ARPGs. Solid list. Thanks, Leo. Diablo 4 got me into ARPGs till the new season came, and I couldn't do the new content. I was like, who's starting over? Reminding me I need to work on my campaign for tomorrow. Yeah, I used to run the last D&D game I was running. I ran up until last year, so let me think. It was a campaign I ran for 3 years, but I ended it so I can focus more on streaming. Normally on a Saturday, I would be playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I canceled. I ended my 3-year campaign to focus on streaming more on Saturdays. I think for right now, we're going to go back to this. But if we can find Echo, if we can find a high Time Rot chance and a high Echo chance, this would take center stage. Do I have a Quicksilver Coil with Critical Strike Avoidance? Let's take a look. Strength, health, void damage. It's actually very good. That's a pretty good ring. Health, attunement, critical strike. So we're gonna lose some crit chance. Oh, but you know what? We lose the 3 vitality from here. I gotta make up 3 vitality somewhere. Maybe if we did that. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're gonna have to figure this out. Yeah, so for right now, we're gonna rock the coral ring, but it's good to know that that's there. Should we push corruption? Actually, let's fight this boss first. Oh, it wouldn't be keys, it would be idols. Yeah, I own Division 2 for Xbox. It's a good game. It's definitely a good game. Honestly, I haven't really played my Xbox a whole lot, especially after I started like streaming more like regularly. Oh yeah, that's right. After I started streaming more regularly, my Xbox, my wife uses it a lot for YouTube and streaming, and it's good for that. Oh, jeez. It was a small circle. Oh, no. Let's try again. Oops. Wait, is something missing? Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, what up, Burn? Reminded me I need to work on my campaign. What new builds you think they're gonna bring other than Barbarian? Oh, like what new classes or masteries? I don't know. I don't know. What are you up to today, Burn? Yeah, let's raise the corruption here. We're not gonna go too high though. Let's go for 500. We might have to go to Red Ring. Let's see. Because I don't think we're getting enough damage reduction here, and sure, it would suck to as we go on, I feel like I've just cut more and more damage off of this this build just to try and survive. So spell damage, necrotic damage. That's just regular, and then this is a dodge rating. I guess the dodge rating wouldn't be too bad. Void mean paper. I've had some pretty tanky void knights. I've had some pretty tanky void knights. Let's see. Is this let's I think this is enough. Yeah, 100. That's 191. So we don't have as much health, but we do have 10% less damage taken. I forgot to check what corruption we're at. From the looks of it, you're in the ouchie corruption. Hey, Red Ring's making us survive, but I don't think I wanted to push this high. Honestly, I think it might be important not to use Red Ring. Yeah, we're in the ouchie corruption. It might be important not to use Red Ring because in the machine gun Smite, I said you don't need Red Ring, but I didn't really offer any good alternatives. So people were like, well, what do we use? And I'm like, okay, good point. So let's focus on Osirion, because I feel like getting an Osirion with no even with no LP, basic 2% less damage taken from chilled enemies, I think that's fair. Ooh. I know what we're missing. I know what we're missing. This will help. This will help.
Hello, traveler.
This is actually more important than armor. Since I don't have any of it, chat probably already knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is Spirits of Fire.
Do not dwell on regrets.
Oh, it's this one. Chance to apply frailty. That sucks. That was a lot of armor that we lost. But chance to apply frailty is more important. So, I mean, if I could find a better... If I could find something better here... What is this ring? I need to like go through and sell just a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, 3 of LP Soulfire. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's just jump straight down here. Oh, there you go. Ravenous Void. That's right. I would have to get Ravenous Void with LP, but yeah. Should I just go for... What's his nuts? This is the only pair of Ravenous Void I ever found. I mean, some of the stuff is good. While using a racing strike. You cannot be stunned while using a racing strike. Let's mess with that for a little bit. I do got this. All right. It's gonna suck, but chat, this is what we call the YOLO. Obviously, I want to keep that. I want to remove this or that and not lose too much forging potential. Please don't screw me. There we go. There we go. I don't think I'm going to go for a second one. I don't think I'm going to go for a second one. It worked out. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. Okay. Okay, so this has got good enough vitality. Okay, now the real question is, do we do percent mana? Or do we do flat? So like what we could do is we could put like a percentage of mana. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. This might screw me. So, cool. And then let's do percent health. Excellent. And then we're going to do this. Excellent. So we've now sealed 6% mana. Need health more. Okay, you know what? That's not too bad. We got a max. Well, not a max, but we got... Okay, so let's look at this. 566 mana. Okay, we didn't lose that much health. We didn't lose that much health. It's a difference of 100 health. It sucks, I know. What we did lose out a lot on was the mana. We did lose out a lot of mana. We lost 20 mana. It's okay. I think considering all things considering, This was actually a success in terms of crafting. We were able to get a max % health. We were able to seal 6% mana. Because look at the difference between a 1%, like a tier 1% mana, and a tier 5. Tier 5 is 15% increased mana at max. Here, at tier 1, it's 6. So after 5 tiers, it doesn't even double. It barely doubles. Double would be 12%. Yeah, obviously. It goes up by 2.5. But when you compare like what, tier 1 health to tier 5, or even tier like look at just regular mana, like tier 2 of mana to tier 5. You can have up to like what? Like, well, this one doesn't count, but yeah. Yeah, I think 6% mana was... I think sealing that percent mana and then going for flat was a good idea. Okay. And that keeps us in the armor game. We're almost back up. And now we have a little armor mitigation. I think that was a successful craft. Okay. Do I go for it again, chat? I would like at least some form of health. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go for the YOLO Part 2. This is what we call the YOLO Part 2. I feel like with everything being equal, we're going to get screwed on this one. The YOLO Part 2. Go. It only made sense, chat. The first one worked out. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube. Yeah. It only made sense. This one we got extremely lucky. That one, all things being equal. I mean, I still have this. It's just like right now I'm at exactly 90 vitality, right? And you want 90 vitality to maintain this because you get double if you have 90. That means double the global more void damage. So let's hang on to this. I mean, yes, this is more health and mana, but we needed armor. And let's lower the corruption. Yeah, 849. That's a little high for this build. I mean, 849 corruption is actually pretty good. We were doing okay. I mean, with some optimization, we might actually be able to do 800 corruption. Okay. So we were shooting for 500. Okay, so let's... Okay, so let's put some thought into this. All right, let's look at what might be my fur. Oh, okay. Hold up. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to be going red rain, so we don't have to worry about this. We don't have to worry about Forge Guard. Let's look at how points are distributed here. Do I need these 2 points? No. You have a chance to gain a Void Essence on kill. How long does Void Essence last? 7 seconds. Okay, so not too bad. So if we take out these 2 points, assuming the game will let me, we can put it 1 into Essence of the End and 1 into Void Well. Oh, but you have to have 3 or more. See, this is what I don't get. So Erasing Strike does not have a spell tag, but with Vitality, it scales spell damage. Oh, okay, but it can cast Void Beam. Okay, when Erasing Strike hits a boss or rare enemy, you have a chance to cast Void Beam at their location, a spell that continuously damages surrounding enemies for 3 seconds. Void Beam scales with increased void and spell damage. Okay. So it scales with void, spell, damage over time, strength, vitality. Okay, so we can actually scale this. Well, maybe I could use Erasing Strike instead of Sigils. Honestly, I kind of like that idea. Can we use like a spell Erasing Strike? But Erasing Strike costs more mana, and the problem is... Because right now, I'm only using sigils to lower my... Okay, I want to mess around with this. Hold up, what's... Okay, let's like mess around with this for a second, for a brief second. Okay. I mean, it's doing what I need it to do. I could spam it and lower my mana. Oh, I did. Oh, hold up, hold up, hold it. It's still in ouchie corruption territory. Yeah, we reset it back down to 500, but it still has the same values. It's okay. This is why I love this game, man. This is why I love this game. I'm just sitting here like, wait, if I do this and I go into... Ooh. Oh, I already had another idea, chat. I already had another idea, bro. Wait, a racing strike can proc Smite? You're kidding. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, dude. Get me out of here. Get me out. Dude, this is just pure cancer. Marked for death. Jeez. That's a horrible mono, yeah. A spell that can... Okay, so... Racing strike hits have a chance to inflict time rot. That's interesting. Okay, I like this. Base crit 6%. This is on crit. See if we can't. Oh, and it gives us a kill threshold. I guess that's good. I don't know if we want to put the farm, trade, put the entire future of the farm on that one node, but I'm hoping that this will help I'm hoping that I could keep my mana low with a racing strike.
Hello, traveler.
So, because of that, it's a lot of health, though. Yeah, that was a lot of health.
Hello, traveler.
Okay.
Do not dwell on regrets.
So we're not using sigils. We're trying this out. I did give up a lot of health, though. That was quite a bit of health. This is a terrible mono. Marked for Death should just be removed.
Stand down or die.
Yeah, our damage has certainly gone down. Okay, yeah, this feels very weird. Let's actually just remove this whole section. Okay. How important is it How's important I think it's important to have no cooldown. Oh, hey, what up, Gizmo Duck? Been working on the Smite Pally build you ran a few days ago. It's working pretty good. Hey, I'm glad to hear it, Gizmo. Glad it's working out. Also, evening. Evening. Good evening, sir. Yeah, dude, like Gizmo, well, you just can't keep mana? Well, I mean, you typically want to keep your mana low, but also have enough to do stuff, right? What I think is funny, Gizmo, is I shared that planner with you, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's done, but check out the build on Monday just to be sure. And then, like, sure enough, I changed the build even more that evening, like, after I shared with you the planner. I just can't stop tinkering, man. Yeah, okay, let's take 2 points here. Actually, I don't know. If we're not going to be... I mean, 2 points is not too bad. But you're going to have to actually kill people with Erasing Strike. That's kind of the rub right now. Like, sure, the void damage is nice, but it's a damage over time spell. But it does scale with void. Okay. Yeah, the idols are what really set it up. They're both monolith drop. You get the Throne of Ambition from Argentus, and then you get the Trinity of Flame from Spirits of Fire. I would say the idols are probably most important for the build, especially Trinity of Flames. Idols plus devotion. Yeah, for that build, plus the devotion is like pretty much all you need. You can use a wand. You can use Polaris like I use. That build alone, it's pretty cheap to get going. Obviously, what I shared was probably more of a prime version of the build. But you could easily, with just those idols and a devotion. You don't even have to have anything slammed on your devotion. Just that alone, you can be easily doing 200 corruption with, minimal gear. Hey, what up, Kaiser? What a freaking weird ability. Like obviously I've used Erasing Strike before, my first build guide to actually do anything was Void Cleave Erasing Strike. So I know about about Erasing Strike, but when Erasing Strike kills an enemy, you have a chance to cast Void Beam. Okay, I don't care about mana costs.
Stand down. Die.
Oh, what? Did I like... Dude, it happened so quick. Oh, that's right. I still have T. I normally use B to use my portal, but T is still bound. I must have hit R and T at the same time and then clicked on it. Okay. So it's going to cost 54 mana. We're really kind of betting the entire farm here. And honestly, I haven't seen this proc once. Yeah, I haven't had any luck getting them, but I'll keep pushing. Absolutely, man.
Hello, traveler.
Let's just leave 1 point there, you know, just in case. I mean, a little extra mana doesn't hurt. Yeah, sure. Let's take 1 point in Void Aegis. So I will lose some Echo Chance, but let's keep it for now. Okay, let's try this. Okay, cool. Okay, so the build felt really good up until I made. So I think no, we're not done with this. Fortunately, I was going to say maybe we're done with this erasing strike experiment, but I don't think we are. It's just like, oh man. Like, I want to take some points in Future Mind here.
Hello, traveler. Hello, traveler.
Okay, there we go.
Hello, traveler.
Okay.
Do not dwell.
Unless you are basing, yeah. What I was originally hoping to do was take some. So I was using sigils, right? So I was using sigils to keep my mana low. But that's essentially, like, they gave me some nice little benefits, but I thought if I used a racing strike, I wouldn't have to keep 15 points in here for sigils and I can put them elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Yes, okay. Honestly, that's just a terrible mono to keep going back to. Dodge chance. That's a terrible mono.
Stand down or die.
So I guess the real question is now, hey, what up, Air Dragon? I guess the real question is, can we use the inevitable? Okay, so 17% less damage taken while using Erasing Strike. What does that mean? Is there an icon that pops up? No. So we have no way of knowing What does that mean? Like, when does it mean like a direct cast, or will it give us, like, if one of these void beams is going off, do we get this damage reduction while that's happening? That's what I need to know. The lowest movement speed possible, but it's LP2. Oh. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys, this is what we need to do. Alright, enough of this. Enough of this crap here. Right, man. This is what we gotta do. We gotta run double red rain. We gotta run null portent. Right? Make sure, yeah, we're overcapped on all of our resistances. Boom. Yeah, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do to survive. We got to run Seed of Echidrosil. We need the leech. We need the percent health increase. We just go as much damage reduction as possible. Fortunately, I don't have 100% critical strike avoidance now. I only got 49% reduced damage taken from crits. I mean, that's gonna have to do. This is what we have to do now. Our damage will not be good. But we need to be tanky. capped on everything except lightning. Golly, man. Jeez. Okay. Oh man, I'm kind of scared, but there's literally nothing bad that can happen to these. These are the only pair of Ravenous Void I've ever found, and I found these in Legacy. I found these in Beta. I guess the one thing I have to be scared of is making sure everything's dead and I don't get killed and my only pair of Ravenous Void fall on the ground. But it's what we have to do now. We have to use Ravenous Void. We need more damage reduction. Spellpot. Thank you so much for subscribing and keeping it alive, brother. I really appreciate it.
Stand down or die. Stand down or die. Stand down or die.
Oh. It's what we must do. And you already know what's coming up next, chat. Ravenous Void, once it comes out of the Nemesis, after it's done cooking in there, we're gonna equip Ravenous Void. We're gonna just take all the damage reduction we can get our hands on. Guys, this is a meme. In case it wasn't apparent, it's a meme. I mean, yes, the meme is working, but... We must put on the gloves. Of course, like, I feel like now I'm getting hit with every single damage over time. Like, just back off. Jeez.
Stand down or die.
Well, of all the stats we can get on this Ravenous Void, it actually was not terrible. I had these Ravenous Voids for so long, since beta. It's actually very nicely rolled. Very nicely rolled. 10 vitality, 5% increased health out of 10. But, I mean, hey. So, gain a stack of Void Barrier every 5 seconds. Dropping below your endurance threshold doubles all stacks of Void Barrier for 3 seconds. Void barrier stacks up to 3 times. You take 5% less damage per stack. Multiplicative. So that's a 15. Okay, so this is essentially a 15% damage reduction. This is a 10%. This is a 10% damage reduction. So between these three, that's 35% damage reduction. And then on top of that, we get up to 20% damage reduction. 20% damage reduction. 10%. That's 30. That's 40. That's 50. That's add another 15. That's 55% damage reduction between these 4 items. Oh, and then, you know, damage is going to our mana before it's going to our health. This is the meme Sentinel build. Since we don't have any damage reduction in the skill tree, we just use this. How dare you attempt to damage me? Honestly, as funny as this is, I kind of don't really like it. I mean, okay, so as a joke, maybe we should just jump to like 800 corruption. There we go. Give me gold. I keep forgetting, yeah. Yeah. So damage is not too bad. Double ring, red ring's okay. Obviously, this was a complete meme, but I mean, why not? We also have block effectiveness. We have a block chance. Oh no, we have block effectiveness. We have 0% block chance. All right. Yeah, let's take it up to 800 corruption. Let's see. Does the meme build have what it takes?
Stand down or die.
Thank you.
Stand down or die.
Ah, the void throwing badass. Thrust into the batch of void resist. Yeah, I know, right? I need to get these stacks back. Hold up. Jeez. Well, I mean, to be fair, Deej, I am in the Black Sun timeline, so, I mean... Okay, I need some stacks. That guy's doing like a frick ton of damage. Come on, I need all 3 stacks. Another 3 LP Polaris, man. What a great sword, man. Ah, masochist then. Yeah, pretty much. Black Sun's my favorite timeline, but I can't get too mad being in the Black Sun timeline, getting thrown, having them throw all those enemies at me, yeah. I think largely the erasing strike experiment has failed, so I'm gonna drop the holy crap, the enemy hit hard. It was hair off from my health twice over insta-give. The only reason why I survived was Ravenous Void.
Hello, traveler.
Okay. Do I want to take a couple points in Future Mind? No, I think I would much rather have this and then this for a little bit more of an echo chance. This feels a lot more comfortable. We'll just live without Future Mind. And we're gonna despecialize skill, and we're gonna go back to sigils. Because sigils actually gave us a lot of endurance threshold. Yeah, Ravenous Void was turning my health purple. So essentially what happens... So what happens when you use Ravenous Void, you gain a stack of Void Barrier every 5 seconds above your endurance threshold. If you drop below your endurance threshold, it doubles all stacks of Void Barrier for 3 seconds. So that's going to give you a 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds, but then it converts all stacks of Void Barrier into Mimic Feast. And here's what Mimic Feast deals. Mimic Feast deals void damage over time to you, disables Void Barrier, and Health Leech. So it's a terrible, absolutely terrible condition to have. The good thing is you can get rid of Mimic Feast if you have Cleanse. But yeah, you'll absolutely get shredded if you don't have Cleanse. I think it's a cool skill. Like, honestly, it might be worth farming Elder Gaspar at high corruption, trying to get one. Or what I might actually try and do is go back to... Eventually, I will be going back. I'll be going back to Cycle and then trying to compete on the arena leaderboard. Oh. Oh, I thought we had completed it. Oops. Seeing the orbs, are they still a thing? Yeah. You bet. There's still a thing. Gonna hit the A early today. Feeling the drag a bit heavy. Sleepy Lord. Catch you later, man. And good luck if you're watching the Super Bowl tomorrow. You know, hopefully your team wins if your team's playing. Yeah, it's still a thing. It's just like a lot of things in the game. It's been kind of power crept, so to speak. I only watched the Puppy Bowl for Sparky the MVP. Gotcha.
Stand down or die.
I just really like the trap mine play style. The only reason I played Falconer was for the trap Kappa. That's the only reason, huh? Afia Lapise posted a video on his YouTube of him killing Aberoth with whatchamacallit, with a spear falconer, and I thought it looked really cool. Said I might even try it out. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm already here. Oh yeah. I think we're ready to give it a shot.
But first, prove yourselves worthy.
Face us yourself.
Enough of this. Harbingers, entertain my dear sister for a moment.
Traveler, don't worry about me.
Such wasted potential. Orobis would have welcomed you.
Really, I like the bigger ones.
You fight for nothing.
Now we have no traversal skill with this build.
The void comes. Weak and worthless.
We also don't have a lot of damage over time reduction. Oh my god. Let's put that over there.
Weak and worthless. You fight for nothing. The void hungers. Weak and worthless. See the beauty we were denied. Terror turned her back on us. Darkness reigns. Weak and worthless. The void comes. Weak and worthless. The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fates. Darkness reigns. treated the world no better. Death is our legacy. Oblivion.
Dude, just like the little beam in the middle just needs to chill.
The void hungers. Oblivion. Weak and worthless. Die.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this, chat. Here we are. We're in the last phase.
Fight for nothing. Weak and worthless.
Stand down or die.
The void hungers. You fight for nothing. Oh, will not save you.
I was like, no, please, no. Oh, that was kind of a rough fight. I mean, it kills Orbis. Not Orbis, it kills Aberoth. But, bro, that was a struggle, man. With this build, that would be tough.
Atros. You can rest now.
Sure, I mean... Yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for the likes over on YouTube. I'm actually going to shut it down for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. If you're over here on Twitch, let's go ahead and raid somebody. Is Afia still streaming? He is, man. I'm going to send you guys over towards Afia. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you guys, if you're in the United States and you're watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, by all means, go sports. go sports. All right, yeah, let's send Afia some love, man. This guy had a beastie build. It looks like he's playing it right now. Yeah, beastie spear falconer. Absolutely. I'll be back on Monday, my friends. I don't typically stream on Sundays, so thank you so much for being here, guys. Say hi to Afia for us. And yeah, you guys take care. See you guys all on Monday. And YouTube, thanks for rocking with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the likes. I'll see you guys on Monday.